I'll start by thanking AJ, Manny's representation, headed by Danny Lozano, for working hard to make this happen. As we've talked about, it's been our top priority this offseason. Sometimes your top priority takes a minute longer than you hope it will, but the bottom line is we got a very well thought through deal done to the satisfaction of all of us. And for myself personally, as the owner, for the city of San Diego and Padres fans everywhere, I can say that we're all delighted. And Padres fans everywhere, we heard from you. I've heard from you since it became official, and it is a big thing for us to know that we're going to be able to show up at Petco Park and see this man, this superstar, play for us for the next 11 years and maybe beyond. Manny's a young man.
Correct.
I'd also like to thank all of Manny's teammates that are here, even though we have a game starting in a few minutes up in Scottsdale, but to see Juan Soto and Joe Musgrove, and I don't want to call all of you out by name because I'll miss somebody as I look around. Xander, it shows the respect and the camaraderie that we have in our dugout and our clubhouse and the passion that we have to win the city of San Diego's first championship. But bottom line for me are two things. I could not be happier that Manny, who has earned this contract, past, present, and future, from the day we signed him about 4 years ago to what then was a $10 million deal. Our expectations were high, pretty darn high, and he's lived up to every one of those expectations on and off the field and a lot more. You've proven yourself to be a great fit in San Diego. We love you here, and you're going to continue to bring joy and excitement, I know, to our city and to our fan base for a long, long time. So thank you, Manny. And the other thing I think I'd be remiss if I didn't mention is I believe in the great game of baseball. I'm pleased that as an institution, we're leaning forward into some new things and testing them this year, but that's really a reflection of a lot of hard work in the previous several years. And I think the great game of baseball is positioned and poised to get even better over the course of time, with tweaks here, tweaks there, but still keep the core fundamental of what makes it a unique and special game that remains America's pastime. So I think I went a minute longer than I thought I would. I'm going to turn it over to AJ now.
Yeah, getting here over the last few weeks, had a chance to sit down with Manny, I think 3 different times here in the last couple of weeks, one time with Peter, one time one-on-one, and one time with some staff members. And I think a couple takeaways for me. I think Manny's understanding, definitely different than 4 years ago. Me, Manny, and Yaine sat down for about 5 hours and didn't eat anything, actually, just drank a lot of coffee. But at that time, it was really more of a conversation about what could be here in San Diego, what we were trying to build, how Manny fit in from that standpoint. And I think, the conversation here over the last couple of weeks, is what we've been building, what's been built, and, again, looking forward for the next 10 years, what the next steps are. And I think hearing from Manny, seeing his growth over the last 4 seasons has been impressive, and struck me in those conversations when we sat down in terms of him understanding the partnership that a deal like this means between an organization and a player, him wanting that responsibility. I think the second part that really stood out to me was in the conversation with Peter and Manny in the meeting that we had. I think Peter was talking to Manny about, for him, business is not always just business. There's a lot of personal element to business, and that served him well in his career. Hearing Manny talk about his experiences, and I think for us, doing a deal like this is because there's real trust. And Manny doesn't have a huge circle of people that are around him, but with Yaine, Yonder, Petey, Danny, they've become part of the Padre family, and I think they they want very similar things to the organization. We used the last few weeks to just make sure that, kind of talk about what these next steps are for us as we continue to pursue a world championship. And, the last thing for me from the last couple of weeks, Manny's, like a lot of great players, he's a very confident player. He believes in himself. He's incredibly, he's a tough-minded individual. I think we've all seen that coming back from knee surgeries as a young player. We've all seen it firsthand with the Padres, especially last year, the ankle injury, and he was out there every single day for his teammates. But the thing that I think struck me and Peter a lot over the last couple of weeks is he doesn't let a lot of people in sometimes in terms of he truly loves being a Padre. He loves the city. He loves the fan base. He definitely loves his teammates and the coaching staff and Bob. And I think he respects what the front office and our scouts and player development have done in terms of putting other great players around him. And that just kept coming out in every conversation that we had, is his appreciation and love for this organization and the city and wanting to create something really special with this group. And when you have that and you have those understandings from our standpoint, it became easy to do this in another 10-year deal and or 11-year deal. And I think from our standpoint, having that trust and faith that he understands what it's going to take to win a World Series and continue being amongst the best players in the game. So we're extremely excited to be here today for sure.
I mean, it's tough to follow these two right here, huh? Wow. Honestly, I just want to thank Shio, Sadie, Peter, AJ, Eric, front office, my wife, my family, Danny. This has been a long journey. We're here. We signed a contract 4 years ago. We had long conversations, and it was great. And you guys have gone above and beyond for this organization, for the city. Made a lot of promises. They've come true. So I want to thank you guys, my teammates that are here. I mean, if it wasn't for you guys going out there every single day and grinding with you guys, this is what it's all about, man. It's a family. You guys are my second family away from home. And, I will go above and beyond for all of you guys. And, it means a lot to see you guys here. And the last one is just for the fans of San Diego. I mean, I think, we're going to be here for the long haul. And, my family and I are going to do a lot of great things for this organization. We're going to go above and beyond for it, and hopefully bring a championship to the city that's been craving it and wants it. And I could promise that we're going to go out there every day and we're going to leave it on the field for you guys, for this organization, and for everyone that goes out there and sees us every single day. So thank you again, Peter and AJ, for making this happen. And I'm honored to put on this uniform for the rest of my career.
Manny, it seems by the structure of this contract that you agreed to, it was important to you that the team continue to be able to invest. Could you speak to that and the importance of that?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, with the contracts that we got with Bogey, myself, Toddy, hopefully Soto next. I mean, it's great. We want to win. What we've been building here since day one, since AJ, when we sat down back in Miami, we sat down. We actually met with Peter and Ron at the time as well. This was the plan, and here we are. This is it. And they've come up, put an organization on the top, and we brought in people to come help bring a championship. We're going to continue to do it, and ultimately, I think all of us in here, we want to do that. We want to continue to do that. So that being said, yeah, I'm going to do whatever it is for this team. I'm going to do whatever it is so that they can go out there and continue to put this great team out there and keep building. I think that's the best thing about this is we're going to continue to do this for a long time, and we're not going to stop.
Peter, could you speak to that? Just the importance of the structure of this, and that Manny was willing to do that to fulfill your promise that it was the Padres' decade?
I think when it came to the contract, when you're talking about the numbers and the importance of it and the market that had we not done it, that would have existed, we believed for Manny, for us to be aggressive and to make sure that the list of teammates keeps growing as I look around the room. Anybody there, Bob in Scottsdale, to play? I guess Tatis might be. But in any event, we talked through a whole bunch of different scenarios. The bottom line is we're here to win a championship. And we came reasonably close last year. We believe we have every chance this year. And, you know, the organization's objective, and I know Manny's objective, is every single year at this time, you know, non-conflicted people are saying, hey, the Padres got a shot. Because, in baseball, there's always going to be a number of very good teams. But we have full intentions of being in that group and high in that group every year. And the past is the past, but right now is right now. And as we head out to play a game in Scottsdale in a little bit and then open the season in a few weeks with a great stop at the World Baseball Classic, you know, our full intent is to be right there at the end. And like we talk about, 1 year soon, the baseball gods will smile on the San Diego Padres, and we will have a parade.
Manny, this is your second major press conference in Peoria. I'm wondering if you can kind of describe the scope of everything that has changed here in those 4 years since the last one.
It's gotten bigger, for sure. But I mean, it's just awesome to see the faces. You know, a lot more teammates now around. You know, we have a whole city behind us. Just a lot has changed over those years. A lot of promises have been made, and they've come true. This organization is, at one point, we were, you know, 19 when I came my first year. We didn't do so well. We had expectations, we had chances, and we kind of came up short. And then we put ourselves in a good map. We kind of settled in as a team. We brought in this organization to the top at the highest level and made everyone better around us. We put a good staff together. We believed in each other as a team, and the teams just started coming in as a group. So ultimately, it's about winning baseball games, and here we are. You know, we fell short last year, and you know, like Peter said, we're ready to compete every single year, go out there and try to do our best for the city, for the fans, and ultimately for everyone that's inside that clubhouse every time they put on that uniform. Is, you know, we got a real chance to, you know, make it very far. And we know it's not easy. It's going to be a lot of hard work with Bob and his staff that we go out there and we put in the work every single day on those backfields. Know that there's our end goal, which is to raise that trophy and be the last team standing. But, you know, it doesn't come with ease. There's a lot of work that comes to it, and a lot of camaraderie that we got to do as a ball club to get there. But, you know, we're on the right path. You know, we've come a long way from that day and in a good direction, and it's a promising future.
For AJ and for Peter, I'm wondering if you could describe the way Manny has driven that change in the last 4 years.
I think probably the biggest thing that's changed in the last 4 years is our parking lot. You know, like, I think we didn't have the kind of cars we have right now in the last few years. So I think, yeah, I mean, Manny's been a huge part of it. I think, like we talked about when we signed him in 2019, you're signing a 26-year-old superstar player that plays both sides of the ball, that's, you know, amongst the top in the game. And, you know, ultimately, you know, I think that signal that changed for us overall as an organization. We've been building so much from player development and scouting, trying to build, put as many good young talented players in the system, and getting an established superstar at that age who we knew could grow with that group was a huge thing. And, you know, I think, again, like, you know, you're constantly learning, and we've learned from the 2020 season. We definitely learned from, 21, and I think probably the biggest thing with Manny, I think, was after the 2019 season where he struggled, from a performance standpoint, and the team struggled at the end of in the second half, and sat down with Manny, and to see somebody that owned like the idea that, yeah, I'm going to be better than this, and we're going to be better as a group, and to see him come back the last 3 years, put together 3 MVP type seasons. And I think that gives us all a lot of trust and faith in what the next period looks like. And hearing, again, like when he talks, it excites me, like talking about, hey, last year we got close, but we're going to learn from that and grow with these guys in the room. So, again, I think for all those reasons, I think, the last 4 or 5 years have been a fun ride for sure.
Bryce Miller.
Manny, there was an initial offer and there was talk of a deadline so you could focus on the season. There are already a lot of financial obligations in that clubhouse. As you hinted at, there are more big decisions to come. For any of those reasons or at any point, did you doubt this would get done?
Honestly, there's always 50-50 chance in business, and as everyone knows, there's always a flip of a coin. But I know, from the beginning of talks, I think Peter made it clear, AJ made it clear that I was a priority. So they know that we love this organization, we love this city, we love the fans, we love putting on this uniform every single day. So in my mind, I was always going to be a Padre. It was just a matter of when I was going to be one for the rest of my career. But ultimately, we knew that we didn't want to go anywhere. We knew we wanted to put on this uniform for the rest of our career. And there's always bumps on the road, but here we are today, and we're blessed to be here every single day. We got to thank God and our families for giving us the support every single day. And it's a great day to be a Padre, and it's a promising future for this organization.
Given, using your words, that you're here for the rest of your career, what does that say about your confidence that sustained and World Series level winning is going to happen here?
I think look around the room, look at those guys back there. I think that's the key. These guys wanna come here and win. They compete every single day. We push each other as a team, and I think ultimately, whenever you surround yourself with a group like this, I think it doesn't come around. I've been in some different organizations in the past, and I've never been a part of a team like this that everyone cares for one another, everyone looks up to each other, and we push each other at the end of the day. And whenever you have a group like that, you can never take that for granted. And we all know that it's hard to get there, it's hard to win. There's only one team at the end of the year, but the relationships we grow, the ups and downs, the grinds that we go throughout a year, I think builds character, builds this relationship that we have in there. And ultimately, if we continue to do that, it's like Peter said, the baseball gods will shine down on us, and we will be holding that trophy at the end of the year. And this team has a lot of goals, and we have that dedication to get there, and we're going to continue to do that.
Bob Scanlon?
Manny, part of these decisions also are your family being comfortable in the city and also enjoying coming to the ballpark on a daily basis. Can you talk a little bit about how the community's embraced you and this fan base as well, and the support they've shown you?
It's been awesome since day one, since I signed. There was a light to the city, and the fans have just continued to grow. We got sold out crowd this year, right? Sold out crowd for 82 games, and last year was amazing, and the year before even that. So I think the biggest thing was that turnaround in 2020 where we couldn't have any fans to come out there and support us. We had a great squad. We put up a good year, and we fell short in the playoffs, and we gave them a little taste of that. And then come that next season was incredible. The fans were coming out there. The camaraderie, you could see it around the city. You walk around and people were wearing Padre jerseys. They're just loving what we're doing out on that field every single day, and it's great to see. We're the only team in town, and they're giving us that full support, and we're doing it back. We're giving it back as a team. So it's just amazing to see. We love the city. The city is one of the best cities in the world, and to be a part of it and be there, and hopefully give them a parade that they've been waiting for a long time, will be awesome. I think the best advice and the best information you can get is from your teammates every single year. Every year is different, and you can learn from these guys, and you feed off of it. And that's why we have such a special group here, that we do that so well, and that doesn't come around very often.
Any plans for a big team celebratory dinner?
You best believe it. You best believe it. We do it big around here in San Diego, right?
Dennis Lim?
Manny, you and Peter are obviously pretty close. What do you remember about meeting him for the first time, and how's that relationship grown to what it is today?
I mean, it's a relationship is always slowly developing, and from the first day we met we actually had dinner this year at the same spot, with the team. We've come a long way. We grow. He loves the game of baseball. I love the game of baseball. We can have conversations about just anything, and he has a beautiful family. Little daughter that's the best in the world. But this is a family. He treats everyone like a family in here, and when we signed here, that's what we were looking for was a family-oriented team, and they've gone above and beyond. They have a beautiful family who cares about this game, who cares about the organization, who cares about everything. And whenever you have that as an owner, you always gravitate towards that. And you know, he's got a lot of wisdom, so you gotta keep him close to you know, to learn from that. So you know, it's just beautiful to see you know, how much he cares about his players and about this team and about the city as well.
Were you surprised by how quickly this came together last few weeks?
I mean, you got two great leaders here, and I think that's where it starts with them being so great at at their jobs, where they're at now. Peter came up to me. He's like, "Hey, you think we should sit down and talk?" And you know, we had a good, lengthy conversation that led to some good things, and you know, we kind of vented a little bit on each other, and we leaned off each other. But it's about that communication and having that confidence, and you know, here we are today. You know, so signing this extension, getting to know each other even more, and building off of this relationship that we've already built. So you know, a lot of great things are coming to San Diego, and it starts by these two leaders right here that are leading the way. I mean, we always wanted to be here. I think that was our initial, you know, I talked to Danny, and Danny always, you know, giving us the best advice. That's why he's the best agent in the game. You know, by leading by example, you know, you got to put everything, obviously you got to know everything that's going to go, what's going to happen, how the market's changed, what teams are going to be involved. But ultimately, you know, we told him since day one, hey, we want to be a Padre for life. You know, we want to start our family there. We want to, you know, continue to grow old there. And, you know, I don't think we had any other teams in mind. But, you know, obviously there's things that come into it, which is the money part of things where nobody kind of likes to talk about. But, you know, ultimately, you know, we're happy here, and my family's happy, and the fans are happy, and my teammates are happy to have me here. So, you know, I wouldn't see myself wearing another uniform. Yeah, I think that was one of the reasons why we did initially have the deadline. I mean, I think, you know, not just for myself, but, you know, out of respect for my teammates, you know, to answer that question every single day and have that continue to linger on. I think it's a big elephant in the room, and you know, I don't think you know, I wanted this team to be focused on our goal this year, which is to win a championship. I think you know, Peter and AJ put a really good team out there together, and you know, led by Bob and his staff to go out there and compete and reach that goal that we want to reach. And I didn't want any distractions this year. It was about winning baseball games, winning a championship, and getting to the World Series and winning it ultimately. And you know, the last ones were getting on that bus, going around the city in that parade, and you know, I just didn't want to lose focus of that and have everyone's mindset on going out there and playing baseball every single day.